Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. It's Lendi Empire episode 8. Yes! I'm still back on. And we are at her lovely vacation house. It's a summer beach house. There's a live build for this online on YouTube. And as you're watching it now, it's on the gallery for you to download if you want to. It's a beautiful getaway spot. This is the perfect place to build a lovely holiday house. And you can see she's so happy because of her environment. And yeah, this is basically where I relocated the house to from the live build plot that it was on earlier on. There are a few changes just to the roof. And of course, as I say, I filled out some corners. These roofing parts here for greenhouses, but it served as a beautiful skylight, letting in the sun. And you can see the sitting room area upstairs here. Just a little glance there, look at that. So I thought that was lovely, and I just changed it up a bit using these roofs. And also on the corner here where you can get a massage and get some exercise done. Well, suddenly she's sad. Why is this? She was happy. And I can see that there's some dirt around somewhere. Okay. Step aside, Agnes. I don't want you dying. Step aside, please. Let's replace this fridge. I feel as though Agnes is a morning person. She's always up quite early, and then she is met with this, scattered array of dirty dishes and so on. She's walked over a mess. Wake up, Khalid. Come and mop up. I beg you, come and mop up. You can't be sleeping while your boss is up and about. And there we have, good. Selena has done her job. She's picked up the food. I need her to clean up. Okay, she's dumped the food on the floor, never mind. Clean up, please. I think this sort of messy set out of plates and cups is the one thing that makes them uncomfortable. Not necessarily food on the floor that isn't gone rotten or anything like that, so. Now I need Agnes to come around. Okay, good. She's already coming to carry on with the cooking. So it's as though she just walked off and said, get that place tidy. And now she's back now that everything is in order. And I prefer her doing the cooking because she's a level 10. And so she makes no mistakes whatsoever. She doesn't get into any accidents. And she's got all these theatrics when she's cooking. That looks like French toast. Yum, yum. And here is Khalid. Maybe they can start a conversation because he's begun his own meal. Let's banter away. He is cooking in the microwave, for goodness sake. That is the weirdest thing. Okay, good. Let's catch up. Right, I think I should get them changed into their normal work outfits. And I also have Selena now cooking in the microwave. That counter is no different from any other counter. But for some reason, they keep going into that microwave to do the cooking. I find it really odd as to why that's become the counter of choice. Selfies are in place. And I think it's time to get out of that bathrobe. I don't want you hanging around the boss. I need to click on him, right? I don't need you hanging around the boss with a bathrobe. That's inappropriate. All their outfits are staff clothing, so I can click on any one, which is great. And of course, they choose to remain in bathrobes. Isn't that fun? Now he's upset. Okay, good. It's a very dirty countertop there, so he can get to work now. Of course you can. Okay, hopefully Selena will just move away. Good. And now you can do your job. It's been quite a morning already. Now at least I hope they're at the table to eat. Great and wonderful. But there's a gap between the two. In Sims Free Play, this is not the case. You are able to, call them to meal, and all the Sims will sit together in each seat that's available. They don't leave spaces. So I'm going to get her to come across and sit here, although I would have preferred Agnes sitting at the head, but I'm not going to disturb them now. Once she gets up, she looks a little bit sad. Once she gets up, I'm hoping that she's able to pick up her meal and go along with her. Yay! Woohoo! Oh, finally we are here. Everything went haywire this morning. So now I can get her to talk about her dream last night, maybe. I don't know. You and Nuva got back together. It was phenomenal. Where is Khalid? Okay, now he's further down the other end, which again is another pain in you-know-where. But let's keep this conversation going. And what's going to happen today is she needs to make a phone call, and speaking of Agnes, to her son Ike, who has been in touch with her regarding his findings from his last investigation with regards to missing person Lana Rose Chavez, right? And she already has gotten a head start on that conversation with him, but I need her to make that call to him because he's supposed to be here this morning. So let's chat with him, send him a text, whatever it is we need to do, so that they could meet up and have that conversation and see where Agnes goes from here. Okay, so thanks, Selena, for keeping the madame occupied and engaged. Let's cancel that chat. I don't want her there forever. I find sometimes when you put them on a phone call, they could hang on that call for quite a bit. And I did just cancel that, and she's going on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and invite him to come over instead, so she doesn't hang on there for too long. So hopefully they should be able to meet up and then talk about it in person instead of on the phone. Dag. Yes, come on over. Right, I hope everything goes to plan. Good, he's going to be right over, so he's not at work today. And Selena hasn't changed. I just completely forgot that. For some reason I thought I had instructed her to do that. So let's get her changed before we have guests at the very least. I know they're very casual with Agnes, but certainly if a guest is going to come through the door, they cannot be dirty plates all around and staff walking around in underwear. Well, certainly Agnes is going to need a drink for this one. She's aware that there are realities concerning Nuba as not being responsible for anything and everything that has happened, so she just needs to hear in person from her son firsthand as to what's gone on. I'm curious, he is not yet here. No, please have your drink. Don't just walk away. Drink. Yes, please. Why would she make a drink and then walk off? Oh, well, she's tidying up. I think that Selena should take care of this. You know, I feel that everything is this chaotic in this house this morning because Juliet, the head staff member, is not here. She's back at the house where Agnes is based, taking care of things and making sure that the house is in order and, you know, it's just not empty. Otherwise, I think that the staff would have been a lot more organized. Where is he? There he is. Ike is coming. That's basically in some way the front of the house. That's the angle they come from on this plot. And I need Selena to invite him in. And then, actually, no, don't invite him in. I want Agnes to go out to him and talk to him out here instead. Let's just express admiration for him being courteous enough to reveal to his mom the truth about what's happened with Nuba. You would have expected that her sons would, well, particularly the police officer Ike, would sort of hide the information and cause the separation to last longer between Agnes and Nuba. But instead he was honest to his mum, so she's going to express her admiration for that. And I'm thinking that the conversation is taking place out here because they want to stay away from the prying eyes of the staff and their itchy ears, and just basically have it out here. He's a little bit sad, so I'm going to get Agnes to brighten his day and say, hey, I'm a grown woman, it's okay. I'm going to give Nuba a call at some point, and I'm sure we'll be able to figure this out. This is why I'm your mother. We might be the same height and we might be all adults, but I'm still much older. So she's cheering him up. But I don't think that it's going to be that straightforward with Myson. We have so far in the episode, at this point anyway, not informed Myson as to the new developments, because Myson is the one that got in a fist fight with Nuba at the Christmas party in their Austrian home. So he's going to want to stick to his guns and not make peace, but he's going to be terribly embarrassed that Nuba didn't really do anything wrong, so to say, although in some way he was involved in arranging the death of Lana Rose Chavez. Well, he is happy, and it's time for a nice hug, and I'm going to get them back to the house. Let's have a deep conversation. But I'm going to have them have that conversation closer to the house, or at least outside by the pool, maybe out here. And then I'm going to get Agnes, I think, to make a call to Nuba, just to say that she is aware of the details of what actually happened. She's a classy lady, so she's not just going to ignore him. She can own up to her own misunderstanding. The sink is broken. We need to replace that. It helps to have a few coins in the bank to take care of these mishaps all around the house. Now we have Khalid and Selena gossiping. Somehow Selena still did overhear the conversation, and she believes that something's going to happen between Nuba and Agnes regarding their relationship. So yeah, they're gossiping as staff usually do. Okay, so they will finish off their conversation here soon enough, and I'm going to get her to make that very important call. It takes a grown woman or a grown man to own up to their own mistakes, and Agnes, as such, will do exactly the same. Now, you must realize that Nuba has had laser-focused vision on the love that he has for Agnes, and so he believes in sort of, taking a step back and allowing his prey come to him. So what he's done is obviously take care of Lana Rose Chavez, get rid of her, and allow Agnes just settle down. And of course, it's been great that she is now aware that he didn't really do anything wrong, and he's been a patient man. So I'm hoping that calling him, as she's going to do now, would be expected, and he will be more than warm and welcoming, if I know the kind of character Nuba is. So here she is on a call, and Khalid has walked off, and they're just, roaming around the house, but they're all trying to pick up on what's going on, and he's overheard a little bit of her being on the phone to Nuba.
Hello?
Nuba.
Agnes.
Hello.
It's wonderful to hear from you in such a long time.
We need to talk about what happened.
I tell you what, how about we speak face to face? It's better to have the conversation in person. I send a limo to pick you up.
Your place?
No, not at my place. I take you somewhere special.
Okay.
Okay? See you later.
Nuba has immediately suggested that they meet up and talk to make her feel more than comfortable, because she would feel a little bit awkward over the phone with what's gone on. So he sent out a car to go and get her, and she has more than enough time to go and get herself all dolled up, nice and confident. She intends to walk in and wow Nuba, take his breath away and make him think, man, forget whatever misunderstanding there was. This is the woman of my dreams. Look at the sky. Look at the sky. Right. Now, I have addressed Nancy Landgrab. Let's go to the Humor and Hijinks Festival. Absolutely not. I thought that was the limo waiting outside and notifying Agnes. We've got work to do. Right, so I have a dress outlined for her already. This swimwear she's got on at her beach house I think is quite lovely. I throw it together and I think it's unique instead of just throwing on a real swimsuit. This looks perfect, a little bit dressy. But we want her in a formal outfit because Nuba is also a really big boy, okay? He is someone who is always in a suit or something of that sort. He's very well to do and is quite dapper, so she is equally his match, and she's flawless. Look at her face. Oh, I enjoyed making this sim. Well, I think she's ready. We're not going to waste much time on her. She's good to go, and I think this is perfect with those gloves. Okay, we need for her to get changed. And look at that. Look at her. Perfect. A vision. And those clouds are gorgeous. Right. We are ready, and she's on her way out. We're going to head over to Nuba's as well and see how he's doing. Well, Nuba has decided to push the boat out, or shall I say the yacht, all the way out to sea, and the helicopter has brought them over, and they're going to have a wonderful romantic dinner where they can have a conversation in such beautiful ambient surroundings. This is what I've set out for them. This is where the misunderstanding started on this yacht, right? And he intends to get it fixed from this point on. And he has a good plan to secure his love this evening by making sure that she has a fabulous time. And we'll see how this goes. Look at the chandelier. It disappears when you come a little bit close, which is odd. But here she is. The pink petals match her pink size of her dress. And there is staff on the boat. Of course, Nuba's going to have staff. He's not a cowboy. He's a gentleman. At least that's what we think. Well, he's come here really flirty already. Let's get him to be enticing, as he always is. He's a suave man, and he knows and has his ways with the girls. So I want him to carry on being enticing. I want the conversations to kick off sooner rather than later. And what you find is they are being awkward. And they're not really having a proper conversation as yet. But I believe that having lined up all these actions, they're soon going to get chatting, and then it will be effortless from here on out. Hey, there we go. Off he goes. Now, there is staff on the boat. What I've done is turn the boat into a restaurant with just space for two, him and Agnes, so that the staff can come up here and serve them. So there's an array of food already set out, but still there is a menu for her to pick what she would want. And guess what? Everything else would have gone to waste. Nuba. So we're going to have the menu pop up anytime soon, I would hope so. In the meantime, let's carry on being enticing. Let's keep them warmed up and engaged until... Okay, good. We've got the meal up. Let's select the Simspolitan for the lady. And he will have the stuffed shadow of Arnarlino. Never heard of that before. And then we're going to go for something typical of classy women. Let's see. Further down? Yes, the lobster. I'd go for the lobster immediately. And that's what she's going to have. And he'll have something a little bit more butch. So he'll have a nice slice of steak. It's probably creamed vegetables or something. Wonderful. Now, you do realize that they have been apart for a very long time, and the plan here is to get them to warm up to each other, have conversations, talk over what had happened. And what Nuba's got going for himself right now is that he's going to be completely forgiving. He's going to offer her this beautiful rose that I've just picked out, and just his goal is to make her 100% comfortable and not to even bother or even act as though anything had ever gone wrong in the first place. He just wants to be really mature about it. That in itself is going to sweep her off her feet yet again. And then his plan will come to fruition. So first gift of the night is this lovely rose, which should have been the one from the table, but I need them to sit down before they wander off to use the toilet, wander off to work. Weird things just happen. And I don't want this to fail. I mean, my plan originally was to make this an actual date and then follow through with the actions, but there'd be too much to do. So I just felt that having them here as the only guests at this, in quote, restaurant, I would be able to have a little bit more control over how they behave. I need this to be a successful dinner, and then I need to get through to my original intention. So besides the meal coming up, they shouldn't have any more interruptions. We're going to let them to it, mend fences, rediscover their love, get comfortable in each other's company, and let the night lead where it may.
Fui Bagdutsuo, Dolbe,
Nuba and Agnes have wined and dined into the evening. The sun has set, and I'm waiting for the lights to come on this boat so we could get to the next chapter. There we go. That didn't take long. So, romance, more choices. More choices? Where are you? Propose! Nuba is going to propose. He's not going to let her get away again. Here we go. Here we go. Will she say yes? I've never done a proposal before, but here we go. This is the moment. Oh, that's a huge diamond. Oh, she said yes. Wonderful. Oh, okay. Oh, right then. I didn't realize that that's what they do. I've never done a proposal in Sims 4, so this is new. Well, now she's accepted a proposal. She has Myson to talk to, and she has a wedding to plan, we think. We'll see what happens from this point on, but it seems they're back on track. But is the rest of the Lendi Empire lined up the same way? Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon in the next episode. Bye!